Item 10B, receive report on education and enforcement activities for the 2012 fireworks season.
Honorable Mayor and City Council, this evening the Police Chief and I are here to update the City Council on the planning activities by the police and fire departments for the 2012 fireworks season and seek the Council's approval of the proposed educational and enforcement program. The City Council has directed staff to raise community awareness of the risk involved with fireworks use and to strictly enforce violations of illegal use of the city's zero tolerance program. The demand placed on fire and police resources typically increase not only during the holiday, but also in the preceding weeks. The fire department will take the lead in educational outreach efforts, including public education messages in the summer edition of Focus and cable TV. A joint effort with the fireworks industry will provide information to all elementary, middle, and high schools in San Bruno. There will be a mandatory meeting on June 5th with fireworks industry and the 17 community organizations that are requesting to sell safe and sane fireworks. This meeting is conducted to review the regulations, safety requirements, and timelines related to the sale of fireworks. All these organizations have paid their respective fees by the deadline. The estimated cost of adding an additional engine company and possible additional staffing prior to the holiday is estimated at $16,000. The additional resources will depend on weather, fuel, and activity conditions prior to the holiday. We will also consider adding staff and station them in higher risk areas if warranted. At this point, I'll turn it over to Chief Telford to provide the law enforcement.
Good evening, Mayor and Honorable Council. For the complete police component, we'll again have an officer visit those areas where we received high frequency and high complaints of firework violations, and this will occur prior to the 4th of July. We'll be reminding these areas that we are doing a strict enforcement policy and that violations can face fines up to $1,000. We'll also be conducting firework enforcement, so we'll have units out on patrol strictly for firework violations pre-4th of July. All department personnel are expected to work on the 4th of July with the exception of those on a 40-hour block of vacation. We'll also be bringing in additional staff from 2 allied agencies to enhance our enforcement effort. So we're going to have our officers on patrol handling emergency calls and regular calls for service, as well as enforcement teams that are specifically going to target firework violations, and that'll include use of dangerous and illegal fireworks, as well as the misuse of safe and sane fireworks. Again, as previous years, officers will take strict enforcement action on violations that they witness, and as you have directed us, both police and fire are well aware that we need to pay particular attention to the 4th of July. Each year we bring you our enforcement and education campaign to ask you to bless it, but we also bring it to remind the public that we're out there in force and that we want everyone to have a safe and sane 4th of July. Our efforts haven't gone to the wayside. We looked at numbers 10 years ago, and we looked at numbers that we did last year, and we've had about a 60% reduction in that 10-year time of complaints of firework violations. But we're well aware that our work is not done. We have still a lot of hard work ahead of us. So we're here tonight to tell you that we want to continue our efforts. We want to continue to try and reduce the use of illegal fireworks and the misuse of safe and sane. So the estimated cost of the proposed education and enforcement campaign is $65,500, including public works costs attributed to cleanup. The costs associated with the 4th of July campaign are reimbursed from assessments that are done from those agencies that are selling safe and sane fireworks. The recommendation before the City Council will once again allow the fire and police departments to continue our education and enforcement efforts and allow Public Works the additional resources they may need for the cleanup of the 2012 fireworks season. And that concludes our presentation. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have.
Good. Any questions of the chiefs? Ken?
Just, I know it's a great program, and I know you go to the schools and inform them. If we can do and I know we do a lot of public service announcements too, but the basics are just letting the public know when we'll, even though the booths are up, but we do have restrictions on when Safe and Sane fireworks can be used. And so if we can make that as clear as possible, and then, just the strong emphasis that any other, illegal fireworks are not allowed at all.
So the focus article that's coming out will have the regulations regarding Safe and Sane, and the booths also hand out information sheets with every sale of Safe and Sane advising what those regulations are. And you're exactly right, cable TV will be gearing up for those public service announcements that'll take place the weeks before 4th of July.
I believe that the fireworks companies can probably do some sort of signage also, instead of depending just on the, us handing out flyers and stuff. But if we can, they've got all their advertisements all over their booths. If they can devote just something very clear, to passersby and to people that are purchasing, that, these are the basic days, these are the days and the times that you can and cannot. I mean, hopefully they'll be, receptive to that.
We can make that recommendation at the meeting.
Okay,
Sure.
thank you.
Good. Thank you, and good luck. Hopefully it's on a Wednesday this year, so maybe it'll be a little quieter. So we're hoping anyway, so to speak. Thank you very much.